Hello and welcome to first session of Unit 1 of the online course on strategic management. I am Pankaj Chauhan and I will take this session and I'll take you through the concept of strategy. Then we will discuss what are strategic decisions and the session will be end by the discussion on levels at which strategy operates. So after this session, you will be able to understand the concept of strategy. You will be able to recognize what are strategic decisions, which means that you will be able to identify the key characteristics of strategic management decisions. You will be also able to explain the three levels at which strategy operates. So far, the concept of strategy is concerned, strategy has a historic link with armies. Armies fight battle in highly uncertain environment, and that too with the limited resources. So army head needs to create strategies to utilize resources in very efficient manner to give direction and most importantly to give their soldiers a vision of aspiration that we will win despite all these uncertainties and very limited resources. So the term strategy has been taken from Greek word strategos that define the role of army general in the war. In this sense, strategy can also be defined as an effort to extract latent strength which is not visible from the available resources to attack weak points of the enemies during war. Now, let us look at how this background of strategy that is mainly concerned with the army is applicable to the business scenario. The nature of business unit and army groups are very similar, and their need of strategy is also similar. Now, not to surprise that the role of army general and the role of business head are very much similar. Army general can visualize what a common soldier cannot. So, army general better know how to create value, how to integrate all resources and capabilities. In the same way, a business manager play a very important role in leading the organization and the team by giving them a strong vision about they will achieve their objectives despite all limited resources. So in this sense, we see that the nature of army troops and the nature of business teams are quite similar in their work profiles. Now let me take you to the another definition. This definition has been given by Professor Bullock of University of Georgia. He said that what comes to your mind when you think of the term strategy? A long-term plan. Now he defined that it should not be just a long-term plan, but a long-term plan that is a unified, comprehensive and integrated version and which assure that the specific objectives of the enterprise will be achieved. Now let us define one by one what these different terms means. So unified means that the plan joins all the part of the enterprise together. Comprehensive means it covers all the major aspects of the enterprise. And integrated means that all the parts of the plan are compatible with each other. Now let me give you the crux of this definition. Basically, this definition talk about that if a strategy is going to be formulated, an organization is going to use it, so there should not be any untouched problem which still remain pending despite having a big corporate strategy. Which means that we have to evaluate the need of every department so that possibly if it is there, we can include that in the strategy. As it is mentioned that integrated means all parts of the plan are compatible with each other, which means that the inclusion of various problems and the various issues of departments in an organization should not give any sort of clue that they remain disintegrated. So it is the fundamental role of the long-term plan that company is going to work out, that it should include all these issues. Now let us define what are strategic decisions. So strategic decisions are the decisions that are the part of corporate level management decision making, and they basically align organization's activity with its environment and its resources and capabilities. Strategic decisions define the basis on which firm compete or cooperate, which means that strategic decisions give direction to the organization in its industry. One thing that we all should understand, that not all the future oriented decisions are strategic. One very important characteristics of strategic decision is that all the strategic decisions are future oriented, but it does not mean that all the future oriented decisions are strategic. Because, say for example, if due to sudden breakdown of a machinery, a company decided to purchase an upgraded version of the machine, looking at the future requirement. So this is a future oriented decision, and at the functional level it even can be considered as strategic. However, from the company's corporate level point of view, it is not supposed to be the strategic decision. It is one of the regular operational decision. So now let us see some of the key features of the strategic decision. That anytime if you want to know whether the decision is strategic or not, you just check these features. If these are there in that decision, or even the presence of approximately 60-70% of these features, that indicate the decision is a strategic decision. So now look at the features of strategic decision. The strategic decisions redistribute resources. Now let me give you an example over here. Many a time organization may decide to divest or to sell out some of its SBUs. Why? Because those may not be working as per the requirement of organization. Even sometimes they may become cost centers. They are not giving any sort of profit and their future seems to very looming. So in that case, company may decide to sell out. So once that SBU will be sell out, what will going to happen is company will receive some sort of cash. So now company has to decide where to invest this cash. So this is going to be a strategic decision. Likewise, if there is a decision that helps to create synergy, for example, many a time when company diversify into related areas, they diversify into related area because companies see that they can create synergy. Synergy means the total sum of all the activities will be much more than the individual activity. Similarly, if any decision lead to value creation, and most importantly, strategic decisions are very risky and hard to reverse. When they've been taken, it is really difficult to go back. For example, if we have entered in any merger and acquisition deal, definitely it is not that easy to demerge immediately. Almost every strategic decision has very significant long-term impact. So careful due diligence is required before taking these strategic decisions. So if you are looking at any sort of decision which is going to impact the long-term aspect of the business, it is going to be a strategic decision. For example, if any company wants to enter in a new segment where it was not there earlier, and company has a plan to invest in new product line, they are into the talk with the vendor. So this kind of strategy which is related to their targeting to a new segment certainly will be a strategic decision. Finally, on a conceptual part, we can say that strategic decisions bridge the gap between intention and competition. So there are some other examples that we can discuss. Let me give one more example. Amazon introduced Kindle. Kindle is electronic delivery of content to the readers. Now, since Amazon is already into the web-based business and Kindle too is on the web-based platform, so definitely this will lead to generate some sort of synergy, and obviously it is going to create value for the company. At the same time, it is very riskier and hard to reverse. So what we say, we'll say that entering to this sort of new business by Amazon would definitely be considered as strategic decision. Now moving ahead, let us look at what are the different level at which strategy operate. So for this part, let me give you one very important line here so that you can understand this topic. Many a time we confuse that, okay, the level that have been mentioned here is regarding the, such as corporate level, business level and function level. These are the usual levels in any organization. So what we are going to discuss here. So take this way, whenever somebody asks you to explain levels at which strategy operate, think that question in a manner that the person is asking, tell me the strategy making hierarchy. So basically when we try to explain the levels at which strategy operate, we are trying to explain where the strategy formation began and how the strategy implemented in the organization. So these levels that we are going to discuss basically regarding strategy making hierarchy. So levels are created for the ease of communication and ease of coordination. So strategy from beginning to execution, it involves various kind of communication and degree of coordination also required. So understanding the levels at which strategy operate help us to understand what kind of cooperation we require from the different departments of the organization and how to communicate about strategy to the different people in the organization. Unless we communicate to the people, ultimately people are going to execute it. It is not the activity you can do with the help of pen and paper. So the intention and the content of the strategy must be communicated in the manner that we supposed to, and therefore we require levels. So the very first level is corporate level, which define what business are the company in. Next level is business level, that define how do the company compete, and third level is functional level, which is about how do the functional level support business level within the functional area. So let us look at each level one by one. Corporate strategies. These are concerned with the direction, and these are three possible directions for any organization. Direction for growth, stability, and retrenchment. So the strategies that are related to growth, stability, and retrenchment, they are under the corporate level strategy. So we can say that when the management viewpoint need to take care of direction and they thought of a plan, that plan become the corporate level strategy. So these corporate level strategies can be directional strategy, portfolio strategy, parenting strategy. The direction that been mentioned in the first bullet point, such as growth, stability and retrenchment, they are under the directional strategy. So overall orientation towards growth, stability and retrenchment, that is defined by these. Corporate level strategies can also be related to the portfolio. What business unit to sold out, what business unit to be kept, how much diversification to be maintained in the same area, and how much we should diversify. All these kind of strategies comes under corporate level. Parenting is very important. Gradually a company grow into a bundle of SBUs. So in that case, a company could have 3, 4, 5 different kind of strategic business units. And as we all of us know that the resources are always limited. And the need of resources by different strategic business unit may vary. As a parent organization, I need to decide which SBU to be supported more compared to other. So the management coordination toward product line and the business unit in deciding distribution of resources, that comes under parenting strategy. It's all about how you will nourish your SBUs. Next level is the business level. Business level strategy focus on improving the competitive position of companies or business unit product, services within the specific industry and market segment that company serve. So basically there are 3 different types of strategies we can have under business level. Cost leadership, there are strategies regarding customer focus, and there are strategies at business level that are about product differentiation. So cost, focus and differentiation, and many a time hybrid of these 3 can also be considered as one of the very important strategy under business level. So let me give you some example. Walmart compete on low cost model. So Walmart tried to pursue all such efforts through this strategy at business level that help Walmart to give product and the brands to the consumers at a very lower possible cost. So all those plans and strategy that Walmart create to support that low cost offerings to the consumer comes under low cost leadership strategies. Intention is very clear that the cost has to be lowered down by the strategy when we focus on cost. Customer focus is regarding niche. So, and finally the product differentiation is regarding how you differentiate your product from your competitors. So let me take you to that one example here. Take the example of Apple and Google. These are the company which basically use differentiation to compete against the competitors. These are the company that usually come up with such kind of products which are never seen before kind of products, and it is therefore they charge premium prices on it. So these companies fight against competition with a very different approach, and that approach is lying in their business level strategies. Now let us go to the next level, that is the functional level, and here we'll see what are the functional level strategies. So basically, functional level strategies represent the approach a functional area takes to achieve corporate and business unit objectives, and strategies by maximizing resource productivity. So here the important thing to understand is that functional level strategies are basically cooperate the directions given by business level, and their intention is to maximize resource productivity. Second important thing regarding functional level strategy is that they are concerned with developing and nurturing distinctive competence to provide competitive advantages in functional areas such as operations management, supply chain, HRM, finance, sales and marketing, etc. So what this nurturing distinctive competence mean? Nurturing distinctive competence means here that because of a learning curve due to the experience in the business, we may have developed a competence in certain number of activities which we perform much better than our competitors. So distinctive competence represent those set of activities which as a department, as a uh, company, I can do much better than my competitors. The point is, whenever strategic uh, aspect at function level is considered, it should be in the direction that we utilize these distinctive competencies. Number one, if we have these distinctive competencies, these must be the part of strategy. Number two, we need to take these distinctive competence as long in time to come as possible. They should not be leave deteriorated. We should try each and everything to maintain our distinctive competence. So let me give you one example how function level strategy support the business level and corporate level. So for example, if at the PepsiCo it is decided by the corporate level that we are into the expansion or growth phase, so we are following the growth strategies. So in that they decided to penetrate into the same market with the same product. So existing product for the existing market, the company is basically penetrating in the market, and in that they targeted, okay, within this financial year our target is to achieve 15% more sales. So that is the direction given by the top level. Accordingly, business level strategy formulated that, okay, what are the areas where we should open up new retailers, and where we should contact new retailers, where we should advertise more, and etc. etc. They allocated various resources as well. Now these resources then coming to the functional level, which include the sales and marketing and all these kind of departments. And now sales and marketing department decided that, okay, we are going to invest this much amount of budget on the advertising so that we can fruitfully give some sort of uh, solution in by generating more demand in these areas. So to generate more demand, we need to spread awareness. We need to give uh, more percentages to the retailers. We need to even sometime not only advertise expense on advertising, but we need to recruit more people who can support us during the uh, achievement of this target. So this kind of strategy that at function level people are working out in order to support the business and the direction from the top level, that comes under the function level strategy. So maybe it is regarding the budget for the additional expenditure on the advertising, the budget for the new recruitment, budget to give more benefits to the retailers, etc. So this all comes under function level strategy. So I hope that with this things are clear regarding the concept of strategy, and especially uh, regarding that the levels at which strategy operate and how one should identify whether a decision is strategic or not. So before we leave, let me give you last statement regarding the levels at which strategy operate. It is not a kind of top down or bottom up kind of flow of idea, because during the process I realize somewhere that you may not take it this manner, that okay, it is something that is coming from top to down, and therefore function level will start working on it. Because the examples is like that: the corporate level decided at 10% to be additional target for this financial year, and accordingly business level plan and then strategized by the function level as well. So the point which I want to make here is that it is not like a top down or bottom up flow of idea or like this. It is basically a flow of objective, which is more pervasive. Now try to understand this. So it is basically about the flow of objective from managers at the corporate level, combined with the flow of the program and budget or some sort of alternatives at the business level to the function level. So basically it is regarding what we want to achieve and what we have at the business level, and now how we can do it. So it's a collective effort. It is regarding inclusion of all the levels. It is not that in isolation things are working out and then they will compile together and will have a final strategy. The people at these different departments work together, and the intention to make you to teach you that okay, these are the different levels is just to tell you that this is how strategy formulation process work out. So I think things will be now a little more clear. So thank you so much for this session.